Good evening and welcome to a summary of the news. His Majesty the King held talks in Kuwait with Sheikh Sabah al-Ahmad al-Jaber al-Sabah on cooperation between the two countries, as well as the latest developments in the region. The two leaders stressed the need to forge closer ties between Jordan and Kuwait in various fields and continue coordination and consultations on regional issues in order to serve common interests and pan-Arab solidarity. They also discussed developments in the Middle East and ways to reach political solutions to current regional crises in order to restore security and stability. His Majesty thanked Kuwait for its continued support to the kingdom that contributed to the implementation of projects in vital sectors and referred to the assistance Kuwait extended to the kingdom to help ease some of the burdens of the Syrian refugee crisis. King Abdullah congratulated Sheikh Sabah on the election of Kuwait as a non-permanent member in the UN Security Council. The Emir of Kuwait held an iftar banquet in honor of His Majesty and the accompanying delegation that was attended by senior Kuwaiti civil and military officials. Upon arrival, His Majesty was welcomed at Kuwait International Airport by the Emir of Kuwait, Crown Prince Nawaf al-Ahmad al-Jaber al-Sabah, and other senior officials. The Cabinet held a session today during which it discussed a report on the performance of ministries over the past year. During this session, chaired by Prime Minister Hani al-Mulki, the Cabinet called for including additional details to the report that was prepared on the government's accomplishments for final approval before presenting it to His Majesty the King. The Cabinet also approved the amended Companies Draft Law for 2017 that aims to regulate work of companies. Iraqi forces reported progress in the US-backed campaign to dislodge Daesh from Mosul, announcing the capture of a district just north of the city's historic center. With the loss of the Zanjili neighborhood, the enclave still held by the terrorist group in the northern Iraqi city has shrunk to 2 districts along the western banks of the Tigris River. Iraqi government forces retook eastern Mosul in January and began a new push late last month to capture the remaining enclave, where up to 200,000 people are trapped. Meanwhile, a woman and a child died and hundreds fell ill in a mass outbreak of food poisoning at a camp for displaced people east of Mosul. More than 300 were taken to hospital for treatment after breaking their Ramadan fast with an iftar meal yesterday. In total, 800 people fell ill. U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions is facing questions about his dealings with Russian officials and whether he intentionally misled Congress as the Senate panel investigates alleged Russian meddling in the 2016 U.S. presidential election. Sessions' testimony before the Senate Intelligence Committee now is one of several congressional panels also investigating the Russia matter, the latest chapter in a saga that has clouded the Republican president's domestic agenda. He will likely have to explain why he told lawmakers in January that he had no dealings with Russian officials last year. Sessions is also likely to be asked whether he played a role in President Donald Trump's decision to fire FBI Director James Comey last month. British Prime Minister Theresa May neared a deal with the Northern Irish Protestant Party to save her premiership, but faced a tug-of-war over her Brexit strategy just days before embarking on formal divorce talks with the European Union. May's Conservative Party needs the support of the Democratic Unionist Party, DUP's 10 MPs, in order to retain power in the House of Commons after losing her parliamentary majority in a snap election. Seeking to avoid a second election that could deepen Britain's worst political turmoil since last June's shock vote to leave the EU, May edge closer to a deal to get support of DUP. The Prime Minister held talks with Arlene Foster, leader of the DUP, with a view to agreeing a confidence and supply agreement in which the smaller party would support the Conservatives on budgetary and confidence votes. French Spider-Man Alain Robert scaled one of the tallest skyscrapers in Barcelona without a harness. The urban climber is famous for his daredevil harness-free approach to scuttling up buildings with nothing more than some chalk on his hands and climbing shoes on his feet. Robert has conquered over 100 structures worldwide, including San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge, Dubai's Burj Khalifa complex, the Eiffel Tower in Paris, and the Sydney Opera House, all without safety equipment. And finally, moderate conditions continue across the kingdom for the rest of tonight with light variable winds. Tomorrow, normal summer conditions prevail in most regions with a high of 31 degrees Celsius in Amman, while winds will be northwesterly light to brisk. Further south, the Gulf of Aqaba should expect very hot weather with temperatures at 40 degrees, while winds will be northerly moderate and the seas slightly high. And that will be all for tonight. Thank you for joining us and have a pleasant evening. يعطيك العافية.